What's up everybody, it's Mark from 403 Fauna. On this week's video, we're going to take a look at the top 5 most expensive snakes I bought this year. But before we do that, let's take a look at this fire VPI xanthic that just shed. I hope you kick back and listen in and enjoy this week's video. So this right here is a female fire VPI xanthic 50% possible het puzzle. Now, if I were to sell her, I'd put her for $1,000 on Morph Market right now, but she is staying in the holdback rack for sure. Now, there's no guarantee that she's het puzzle. That's why she would go for that relatively low price. But if it was a guarantee that she is het puzzle, I would put a $3,000 price tag and she would sell on the first day, I guarantee you. If you didn't know, the VPI xanthic puzzle was produced this year, and I heard that it was being shopped around for $30,000. So a fire VPI guaranteed het puzzle, I think $3,000 would be a fair price for her. But look at how absolutely gorgeous she is. And you know, I wish there was a genetic test for puzzle right now, but in a couple years we'll find out with her, right? But absolutely stunning animal. Now let's take a look at the top 5 most expensive snakes I bought this year. We'll start off with number 5. She's a stunner and go from there. Number 5 on the list of top 5 most expensive purchases of 2022 goes to Lilu here. I named her after the character on The Fifth Element.
And this is?
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
I got her from AK Morphs. Now she is a banana, pinstripe, het black xanthic, 50% possible het monsoon. I got her for $1,450. Now that's kind of a big risk for something that you aren't guaranteed. So obviously I got her for the het monsoon part, but she does have value in being het black xanthic, so that might be something that I explore later on. But let's take a look at why I chose her. First of all, het monsoons, they do have an influence on the pattern. Pinstripe is one of the wackiest patterns in ball pythons, and we can see here that it's just a little bit more wacky than usual, especially on the dorsal here. You have almost like this puzzle piece occurring that you really don't see on pinstripes. And the way the sunlight's reflecting right now, it's kind of washing everything out. But you know, no guarantees, but I thought I'd take the risk on that. And when you are in the ball python keeping and breeding game, that's just something you got to do and take those risks. So hopefully she'll prove out. Once again, we have a banana, pinstripe, het black xanthic, 50% possible het monsoon. I'll talk a little bit more about the monsoon gene later on this list. Thanks again to Anna Kirby from AK Morphs for this snake. Number 4 on the list is this Mojave Nanny yellow belly het desert ghost, 50% possible het cryptic that I got from BC's Balls. Now I just weighed her and she is 1,121 grams. So she's got a shot at breeding this season, and hopefully that het cryptic proves out, because if it does, I'll get a shot at double visual Krypton Desert Ghost with her. So I got her for $1,500, worth every penny. Take a look at what Nanny does to the Mojave alien head. So Nanny is one of those 1,000 granite genes that are out there. I just recently saw Sean Bradley's episode, and he was mentioning how Nanny, Grim, Voodoo, Hetari, they're all pretty much the same granite genes, but they're all wonderful genes that do some really good things with ball pythons. So I'm excited to work with it. So once again, Mojave, Nanny, Yellow Belly, Het Desert Ghost, 50% possible Het Krypton from Brian Carter at BC's Balls. Let's take a closer look at her while we're here. So look at that granity alien head it's got. So how do you know yellow belly is in Mojave? Well, when you get a lot of these flames here, it's a pretty big indicator that it's Mojave, because it really doesn't have those tracks that yellow bellies usually do. So yeah, really cool. And my cat's actually right next to us right here and distracting me, so that is number 4. Hey, I want to ask you to stick around till the very, very end, because my latest edition, which technically I paid for it this year, but I'll be picking her up in Pomona, she would have made this list. So stick around till the very end and I will share a picture of that with you. Number 3 on the list here is Gacy. Gacy is a pastel leopard clown, 100% het desert ghost that I got from American Made Exotics. Now, when I bought him, he was sold as a possible super pastel. And honestly, I've looked at a ton of pictures of both super pastel leopard clowns and pastel leopard clowns. And it's a toss-up, which is why they sold it as that. I'm kind of leaning towards it just being a regular pastel, which I'm actually hoping for because I don't want too much pastel in the collection. And honestly, I think it is, but we'll find out because he is already breeding. So I got him for $1,950. And the fact that he's breeding for me now, and since we just looked at Doubtfire, the Mojave Nanny yellow belly, who is almost ready too, this guy will hopefully make a lot more back for me this season. So once again, we have a pastel leopard. Let's see if we can get it. Look at his head. Clown, 100% het DG from American Made Exotics. This is my first snake of 2 that I got from American Made Exotics. I cannot recommend them enough. Be sure to check out their morph market. Let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 of my most expensive snakes of 2022 is Adonis here. He is a pastel, super Enchi, desert ghost, het hypo. And I think I've showed this guy a lot on my videos, but why not? Take a look at how awesome he is. Now, he's been breeding for me already this season. And the next snake we look at before number 1 is one that he probably may be the daddy of the clutch. So we'll take a look at her next. So once again, this is Adonis. He is a pastel super Enchi desert ghost. Het hypo, I got him from Fireball Reptiles for $2,000. Now let's take a look at a girl that he has recently locked with. Okay, so we're taking a look at my hopefully first clutch of eggs this season. Now this here is Tigra. She is a Ember Cream het hypo. And previously I showed her pairing with a Fire BPI xanthic, but I actually changed plans with her and decided to go Desert Ghost. So she's been paired with a Pinstripe Desert Ghost as well, visual locks, and also Adonis, who we just saw. He was the last to lock with her. And if last season was any indication, the last lock usually gets the clutch. So imagine him being super Enchi and this being a super here. There's not going to be any normals. Hopefully hypos, het DG. So what an awesome combination. She's going into a shed cycle. Actually, she's almost coming out of it. I'm thinking this is her pre-ovulation shed, so I'll be keeping a close eye on her. She ovulated this past January, so she's right on track to stay scheduled like she did last year. So hopefully I'll get some eggs from her in March of 2023. Super excited for this pairing. Now let's take a look at number 1. And the number 1 most expensive ball python I purchased in 2022 goes to Tamuga, the Mojave het monsoon. I got him from Dave Green Reptiles for $2,250. Man, when I got this guy, I was really just struggling on whether I should go for the monsoon route. I know the potential issues that they could have, and that there's still a question of whether it's a viable morph. I mean, there's been plenty of monsoons made, but there's also been plenty of slugs and deformed and dead babies in the eggs. So there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered with the monsoon morph. But I decided to jump head in, and we can see here how the monsoon influences the pattern. So the Mojave pattern on this guy is just a little bit more wacky than usual. And the eye stripes are another indicator. I think Justin brought that up. Let's take a look at those eye stripes. How they're really thin and just seem to be painted on. And he comes from the originator of the morph, so I have no question that he is a 100% het monsoon. And he's already breeding. He's already locked with a piebald. He's got a date with a Enchi clown. And I think I'm gonna get one more female with him. He's a young male, so I don't want to put him to too much. But if I could get 3 clutches out of this guy and just hold back all of those crazy patterns out of it, I'd have a pretty stable army of possible het monsoons. Now, before we leave for this video, again, I wanted to share with you my last purchase I'll be picking up at the Pomona show. And instead, I'll just show you a picture and talk over it. So listen to that before you leave. And if I don't see you again, have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.